Y'all don't need to be in the green room.
There you go.
All right. What's good, everybody? What's going on? I'm sound like Barry White in this bitch. Cause shit, I got a cold, y'all. I'm up here fighting this cold. I think I got the Philadelphia cheesesteak um bug. I guess I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for coming on. Please like this video. Please share the video if you guys can on your social media. Tonight is going to be a nice little. It's going to be intimate tonight. No, not that sexual shit. It's going to be basically. It's basically going to be us bros talking about wrestling, and that's about it. We're going to be doing that for about maybe a good. I'll say maybe an hour and 25 minutes, maybe depending on how the conversation goes. But yeah, want to welcome my returning guests, Light Skin Gouging from TikTok and Bob Bro, also from TikTok. Appreciate you guys. What's going on, Mike? What's going on, Queen? What's going on, Crazy Lunatic? What's going on, y'all? So we're gonna start in a little bit. Oh, y'all can do a little small talk if y'all want to.
I will say this though. I got a timer about to go off, and my pizza's almost done. So I will be back very
Oh,
short.
that's fine. That's fine. That is fine.
Pizza town, pizza town, pizza. Yeah, weather's been out of whack here up in the northeast. It just started raining out of nowhere. Like I say,
Really?
it was clear skies literally the whole day. A little chilly, but I hear outside. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I just went out to get food, and I guess I got perfect time. I got right back. Boom! Just started raining. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I think this was the day before yesterday. So I had ordered something from the grocery app because I didn't feel like going outside. So it was blue, and the next thing I know is downpour.
Mm.
And I said, "What the fuck is this?" Got my bags wet and shit. I said, "Well, whatever, just put that shit up." But yeah. So how was your weekend?
It was good, man. It was just mostly relaxing, man. I needed a break this week, man. I needed a break this past couple of days, just chilling and recharging my batteries a bit.
Yeah, you sound like me. Whew, yeah. Like ever since I came back from Philly, like my body has not been the same. Like
Mm.
it's just like I'm sore, dealing with a back injury or what have you, or calf injury. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But if the shit doesn't get better, I'm gonna have to go to urgent care and see what's going on. But
I had like last month I had like bad like hip and leg pain, like so bad that I had to leave work early. Went up to went for emergency appointment. Had my dad take me. Like they gave me some crazy like high dosage of like anti-inflammatory medicine. Like,
yeah.
ooh, I'm seeing like 500 milligrams per
Ooh.
pill. It was only one. It was only take two a day, like one for breakfast, one for dinner. But like
Yeah.
I couldn't really walk for like 3 days. Like I had to miss work for like 3 days, and the pills they didn't really kick into like day 2 or 3.
Yeah, right now I'm just nursing it, just kind of observing it for a couple of days, and then okay, we got 4 minutes, cool. Um, yeah, I'm just nursing it, just seeing how it is, and then if I feel like there's no change, I'm probably just gonna just fucking just go to urgent care and just call it a wrap. Because bro, going to my doctor is $500 and I don't have that money. I just simply do not have that money. Yeah, and my deductible is incredibly high. Like it's like fucking 4,000 or something like that, and I'm like, no. Yeah, so it's a lot that's going on with me because I would love to go to the doctor and just like say, hey, I'm hurting. Can you help a brother out? Can't exactly do that because, like, yeah. But everybody in the comments, we got 20 people watching. Oh my God, y'all ready for us tonight, y'all?
Here you go.
Yeah, my sick ass shit. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all ready? I'm ready for y'all. Also, I gotta tell y'all a little tea. If you guys wasn't at the cookout earlier, I do have an announcement for you guys. You guys probably will be upset with me, but I don't give a damn. Still love y'all. I got much love for y'all. This is going to be my last 2 episodes. I will be going on a hiatus for about 2 months. Then the sad music come on. That is hilarious. But yeah, I'm going on a hiatus. I think it's time. I think that we have built up. We're at the point where hashtag Hills for Life is can sustain itself, and what I'm saying, you guys have been fucking supportive over the last 6 years, but I really feel that this is time for me to lead the podcast for a little bit. Ziggy will be taking over for me. You guys are gonna have fun. I don't want to leave, but mentally, physically, spiritually, I'm not here, and I need to leave, like seriously. So, but me and this cold.
Hey, we all need a minute to recharge the batteries, man.
Absolutely.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. No, I have my sinus is fucked up.
You come first. You and up here always come first, man.
Yeah. So, but I love you guys. I do. But we're gonna get that out. We gonna get that shit out the way. We'll talk about that later. Welcome to episode 251 with myself, the host, Mr. Team Bringing Sugar Nipples, Honey Drip, man that doesn't give a fuck, Mr. Disrespectful. You know how I am, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53215. Light Skin Gouging, and Mr. Barbro. Enjoy the show, y'all. Remember to share, like, comment, do what you do, and we'll be right back. I'm gonna miss doing this shit. Dead ass.
Rating system 1.
Welcome.
Ziggy the Beast.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Red Flags.
The King 8-Bit. The Holy Hill.
The
Wrestling historian.
Rocky Reese.
Keeping it real, keeping it trill. The real Carly. The Emmett Storm. Zanbear El Jefe.
The Enforcer. Together, we are Heels for Life, bitches.
System 1 loaded.
Oh, what's going on, wrestling true believers? It's a great day. I can't even say it with my damn voice. Oh my God. Shut up. Do not judge me. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? This is Chris. I am solo this evening. Literally, I am the tribal chief. However, it's been a minute since I actually did a solo podcast with 2 other members, which actually feels good. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing their thing tonight. So, you know what I'm saying? I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to come in here with a code and come in here and talk some wrestling with you guys. Number one, Barbro, Light Skin Gouging, thank you guys so much for joining us. But yeah, like I was telling you guys during the pre-show, this is going to be just a conversation, big ass conversation that, we've been talking about on TikTok. As you know, I was suspended on TikTok because of somebody else's bad behavior, and unfortunately I had to take the rep for it because I was the host. But that's cool, because tonight, everybody, it's a no holds bar. This is uncensored, y'all. This is, how we do every Sunday, okay? But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead. This is not from oh my God. Okay. First, we're gonna get into a little bit of. In fact, let me just do this. Hang on. if this thing change. There we go. Okay. And yes, also follow these guys on social media as well. Okay. All right. So let's get into the first. What we like to do each week, we like to do this. Oh, wrong one. Ooh, wrong one. Not yet. Okay. So heel take or face take. We're gonna let the gentleman go first, Mr. Light Skin Gouging. Face take or heel take this week.
I'm gonna go face take. I'll be the good little boy here and go face take.
Okay, cool. Shoot.
First off, it was great watching Cody finish his story. All right, just the unbelievable emotions that we've seen throughout everybody, from the people in the stands, from the people who are surrounding the ring, from everybody on social media who was extremely happy for Cody. That warmed the soul. And I was probably one of those people who said, yes, Cody should have finished his story last year. But you know what? I guess it was worth the wait. It was well worth the wait, because that raw emotion that you felt, especially the emotion from ring announcer Samantha Irvin, and I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about that situation too. But that just kind of played into just how great it made you feel for Cody.
Can't hear you, Chris.
Still can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
There you go.
There you go.
That was my fault. Okay. All right, Light Skin Gouging, thank you so much. Ball bro. Heel take or face take?
I don't want to be boring, life ain't all about good vibes, so I'm going to go heel take right here. And I'm going to piggyback off of what Lightskin just said about, Cody Rhodes finishing the story. And that's all good. The story was, good finish, good culmination. But I feel in the world of professional wrestling, if you're still wrestling, you're still going, the story is never finished. It's ongoing. There is no off season in professional wrestling. There's 365 days a year, 12 months, and it's ongoing forever. Now, here's my heel take. Cool, Cody, you finished the story. That's great. But you look at this past week in professional wrestling, I feel I'm not alone in thinking this. What have we been talking about this week? We have been talking about Tony Khan releasing the all-in footage on this past episode of Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking about CM Punk. We've been talking about Jack Perry. We've been talking about New Japan, the New Japan Riot show in Chicago this past Saturday, which I feel Jack Perry came off looking great, but I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later. And we're still talking about the Bloodline. We're talking about Toma Tonga making his debut this past Friday, possibly Jacob Fatu not too far behind. That storyline is going forward. I feel we're talking about all that other stuff, but Cody's title win, not even a week old, is kind of on the back burner in a sense. And I'm very worried about his title reign coming forward, because just the past history with booking babyface champions for WWE has not gone. They don't have a great record lately. I mean, you could go back to 2019 when we had two feel-good stories in Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston winning on the same night at Mania, but it didn't take long for both of their reigns to kind of like flame out in the sense of interest from the crowd and just poor booking, as far as poor booking after Mania. What's great about Cody Rhodes' story is that from when he started to when he finished the story at WrestleMania, that's good. But it's always WWE's issue is the after story, after Mania. Do they have a plan? Do they have a 6-month to a year plan for Cody Rhodes? And I kind of feel this past Friday night SmackDown, the 2 triple threat matches that half of them were losers from Mania. Why the hell are they getting a title shot to begin with? You got to ask that to Booker of the Year, Triple H. Let him ask that. And now you have AJ versus LA Knight next Friday for the #1 contendership. I'll tell you right now, I think it's going to be AJ, but if it's LA Knight, that is bad news for Cody in the sense that you have a face versus a face. I think that LA Knight will outshine Cody Rhodes as far as like face to face promo. I think LA Knight comes off as the more likable figure character, and I think it's gonna show even more if he goes one on one with Cody. And no matter what, Cody's gonna win. He's gonna move on. But then, what do you have after that? Where are your credible challengers? And that has been the number one drawback of Roman Reigns' title reign and the 4-year bloodline rule of WWE. They have decimated the whole main event scene. There are no new stars in the main event scene. The guys like Breaker, Mello, and whoever else, they need time. They're not ready to step up to the plate. So if they do, if I give it right now a 3 to 5 month window that the crowd is going to start turning on Cody Rhodes, because this whole white meat babyface era, I feel that that's no longer going to cut it in today's world of professional wrestling. Today's wrestling fan, we don't want another John Cena. We don't want the superhero who's going to overcome all the odds and then just beat and vanquish everyone. All right, we want someone relatable. We want someone who's real. And I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes' character, I mean, you take away the story, what is there relatable? What is there that I can attach myself to him? Me personally, I don't have it. I don't see it. I think we could all agree we would rather want that New Japan heel version of Cody. But if he does revert to that, you know, in the next couple months, that's going to be a total wasted opportunity, and that will negate a 2-year chase by Cody finishing his story.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Well, shoot, you know who you have to blame for, you know, the reason why we look at white meat baby faces the way we do.
Hulk Hogan.
No, not that. Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what we expect out of baby faces now.
Hulk Hogan, he started that shit though.
Yes, he did start that, and it was good for that time. And then all of a sudden, it just started to phase out because they're like, you know, maybe 10 years is just too much. And now they got Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is that, you know, rough and tough, don't take no crap from nobody, you know, willing to fight his boss. You know, now we expect the same type of baby face like Stone Cold, or just somebody who's just has a bit of attitude. And I feel like, Ball Bro, what you said about LA Knight being the guy that ends up facing Cody, face versus face, not a good idea. Not a good idea whatsoever. It will bury Cody Rhodes.
It'll do more harm than good for Cody. Like, you need an obvious villain to start off, and well, that's the problem for his entire run. If he's going to be this white meat babyface, he needs obvious villains to go up across. If he goes up against someone who's a face who has almost identical like star power as far as like popularity with the fans, you know, this whole like proper speech like presidential candidate character that Cody Rhodes gives you, like, over time that's gonna wear on fans to the point, like, you know, it's the same old shtick, kind of like that early Super Cena run, like, you know, overcome all the odds, you know, hustle, loyalty, respect, and stuff like that. I just hope they have a good 6-month, 2-year plan with Cody. If not, it's gonna blow up in their faces.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Shout out to Ziggy. Ziggy just walked in the room. Ziggy, you can join in this conversation after my take if you want to. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different this week. I'm gonna do a face take. I'm like the two of you guys. I'm glad that Cody. So I'm going to rewind that again. I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to do a face take and I'm going to do a heel take. I'm glad that Cody finished the story. It's about time. I'm glad that someone dethroned Roman. It was time, for real. Now here's my heel take. This is where y'all gonna love me. So for the last 5 years, I have been stressing that if they do not build stars around their main star, they are going to be in trouble. And as you can see, I hate being right, you know. You know, this is WWE's MO, y'all. WWE sits back, focus on one thing, one project, one entity. That's it. And then they just say, okay, we'll do this now and ask questions later. I'm sorry, that is so fucking ass backwards. Before you get into the curve, you want to make sure you have all your components ready. You want to have your stars ready. So then when Roman's doing his thing and Cody's ready to step up, then Cody has opponents. So we got two major problems. So number one, Roman has left a void. Both there's no stars that were made. Both the stars that you guys mentioned, which is Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, haven't even made it to the main roster. Well, Braun Breaker has, but he's still on building mode, and that is retarded to me. Then also, who's the major heel? You don't have that. Now, people would say Solo, but I'm sorry, Solo has been a loser for like the last couple of months. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me that this man is the next tribal chief because he just said, "Hey, wait a minute, hold on, Tamayo Taka, hold on, don't hear him yet." Just because they turned on Jimmy does not. You can't convince me that this man is ready for that position. You just can't.
Roman
Now,
was gassing him up though already.
He was, but then at the same time, his resume is trash. I'm like, this is just not believable. Yes, he's the enforcer. I get it, but at the end of the day, it's just there's a void.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Now, maybe in the next 4 months, I might change my mind. But right now, I just feel that WWE has left an awful mess that could have been avoided. And another heel take that I have is that WrestleMania 40 was not that good. Motherfuckers trying to geek that shit up because they're trying to get a one-up on AEW. That's what they're trying to do. That's what I'm saying. Everybody going around talking about, oh my God, this was the best event ever. I'm sorry, it was mid as fuck. And on top of that, Cody's celebration when he won that title was probably the worst scripted celebration I've ever seen in my fucking life. That's why I turned my fucking TV off. I did not care. It was like watching senior citizens play checkers in the middle of a ring. But I digress.
I just want to piggyback off that real quick, off Cody's celebration. Like, it made no sense to me. Like, I mean, the cameras are still rolling, and why did Cody call out Bruce Pritchard and Triple H? It's like it was a weird moment, a weird visual for me in the sense that, mind you, we're 10 years removed from when Daniel Bryan finished his story at Mania, defied crazy odds, like from SummerSlam 2013, getting screwed over by Triple H. He had to go through the Authority, the Wyatt family, the Shield, and he took as many L's as W's, but that just made you want him to win, cross the finish line even more. And the night of WrestleMania, he had to win not one but two matches. He beat Triple H, he beat Randy Orton, he beat Evolution in one night to finally win the WWE World Heavyweight title. And it's just Daniel Bryan lifting those two belts up with the confetti, in New Orleans and everything. It's him. It's him. He's basking in the moment. It's the culmination of the journey, and that it felt real and it felt authentic. And like you said, don't get me wrong, Cody's finisher story was great and all, but it's like afterwards, it kind of felt very
mid,
almost on the level of like damn, I forgot what year of SummerSlam it was. Remember when Lex Luger beat Yokozuna?
1993.
1993. Like, well, this time at least like Cody won the title, but everyone's in the ring and all that. I know it's all the people who helped them win that night in a sense, and I would have been fine with just that. But then, like I said, you call Bruce Pritchard and then you call Triple H, and first of all, I'm like, why the hell would you call Bruce Pritchard when he's in one of the names embroiled with McMahon? That I'm pretty sure a lot of upper people are like, what the hell are you doing? I'm pretty sure that was an off script thing. Like,
Now, Glendale Williams said this: Cody winning is like Trump winning the election. You know what? You ain't shit. You ain't shit for that one. I mean, Glendale. You know what? Y'all need to stop copying off of me. I was the first one that said that this man is the Donald Trump of professional wrestling. Now y'all starting to catch on now. Cody is a fake ass bitch for a reason, y'all. Like for real.
He sell gold sneakers.
Not yet. But you know what? He gonna be selling Bluebird fucking sneakers in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, he gonna be selling those in a minute. But it's just my whole thing is it's like Cody is, for me, I think he's a very boring face, but he's an awesome fucking heel. Like awesome. Like he's like one of them faces where he's cookie cutter. I'm gonna do it for you, and I'm gonna do it for me, and I'm gonna do it for my wife. I'm gonna do it for my black kid, my half black kid, my kid that's going to learn her black side, her white side, and it's just like Cody is not convincing me that this man can carry this company into the next millennium or whatever. It's just I'm having a very hard time believing that shit.
Chris, I'm with you, honestly, on this whole WrestleMania, so-called being the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I wanted to do like a YouTube video for my channel, my top 10 greatest WrestleManias. I don't even have it in the top 3.
I don't either.
Because I think everybody here is in agreement. WrestleMania X7 was the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to stay number 1. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
But after that, 40 is not there. I liked 30 better than 40. I liked 31.
Most definitely, 30 was dope.
X7, 20.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk about 20.
Well, it's for an obvious reason. I think we know the obvious.
Yeah, and that's
That's a sleeper mania, bro.
Yeah.
The only, you know what, that pay-per-view could have been perfect if it wasn't for fucking Oldberg and fucking Brock Lesnar with the little dick. It would have been.
With Stone Cold as a referee.
That was horrible.
It would have been perfect, but
you know what's funny? Yeah, you know what's funny? Like that was kind of, I'd say, maybe the start of like the internet, like wrestling, kind of era, kind of started right there. Because I think the word had gotten out that both guys were leaving.
Correct.
So we weren't gonna get the best. And it kind of felt like, it kind of felt like now that we're all adults, like going back to it now. Both of them, they basically gave us the bird in the sense like, yo, fuck you, I'm out. But minus that, I would say this, like, maybe call me crazy, but if it wasn't for that match, only WrestleMania 20, in my opinion, can compete with X7 as the greatest man. Because like I said, for obvious reasons, we don't talk about 20 a lot. But I mean, listen, it was one of the greatest triple threat matches of all time. And his he who shall not be named had a great story himself, but I mean, and the ending visual of him and Guerrero in the ring, like no,
that was a celebration.
That was listen, it's funny, like 20 and 30, you can make an argument are the two greatest celebrations of like winning the title, winning the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then like I said, then you come to 40, and like I said, everything, the match was great. I love the overbook. I love the overbooking nonsense. Like, overbooking can be a good thing if it's that. But I mean, I'm also kind of bummed out. I don't know if you guys heard the news this week about Stone Cold that they couldn't. It was supposed to be him over Taker in that spot, but they couldn't reach a deal financially. And here's my problem: you are the WWE. You have a license to print money. There is the last thing I should hear about you not signing a talent or like for anyone for a special occasion is because of financial reasons. I think Stone Cold is on that short list of people that he gives you a dollar amount, or no, not even a dollar amount. Here's the blank check, put whatever on it. I mean, because it was that match was an 8 out of 10. If it's Stone Cold and The Rock in that instance, that's a 10 out of 10 moment, and I will make an argument that might be the greatest ending to a WrestleMania ever. It would have been the greatest pop we heard that if we would heard that glass shatter and he came out.
But let me counter that point. See, I said the same motherfucking thing. And do you know what this neckbeard said to me on social media? He said that Undertaker was the best moment and that Stone Cold didn't even need to come out there. I said, you a dumb motherfucker for saying that shit, because number one, Rock and Stone Cold shattered records twice, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You telling me Stone Cold wouldn't be a big pop? That would have been a humongous pop. And you telling me that you would have picked it over the Undertaker? It didn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? When Rocky back was turned, I was waiting for the glass to shatter.
Yeah.
But instead, I got the fucking bells from fucking Freedom Bell in fucking Philly. I'm sorry, I just wasn't enthused. I looked at the Undertaker, I'm like, didn't I just see your bitch ass yesterday?
What about the people that say storyline wise, Undertaker tried to claim his yard? I mean, I'm sorry, Roman Reigns tried to claim his yard from Undertaker at WrestleMania.
That's so minute.
I mean, I know it's a reach, but some people say that it makes more sense for Undertaker to be tied to.
But
no, this is the part that they get
what you think about that?
It's intertwining. Everyone that was involved, it's intertwining with everybody.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? That part I get. But Undertaker was not Rock's greatest rival. That was Stone Cold.
It's the fact that he attacked Rock and not Roman.
Right. And the last time that we seen these two in the ring was almost 20 fucking years ago.
That's fair.
In a storyline. So you can't sit up here and tell me that Undertaker coming out and attacking Rock made sense. It didn't make any sense. This was everybody that was from Rock's past, from Roman Reigns' past. I mean, don't get it twisted. Like the Undertaker is a great substitute, but just not at that time. That's how I feel. Go ahead.
What about TKO then? If they said it's a money thing, what if TKO tied WWE?
No, they're just some cheap bastards. That's what that is.
Well, you know what? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? You bring up TKO now. Like, right. Here's something to consider now. If TKO is in charge, like let's say, like signing talent and signing, like let's say, special guest appearances, like we have to see how you got to look at how they pay UFC fighters. Like UFC fighters don't have great contracts. I mean, damn, look at Francis Ngannou situation. Like they didn't want to pay him what he was worth. Like him being arguably the greatest heavyweight champ of all time. And you hear the fighter bonuses before last night. I mean, they upped their fighter bonuses crazy last night. They went from like 50K to like 300K. But I'm like, but it was like, then again, it was UFC 300. So let's not get used to that. But I mean, it's something to look forward to going forward. Like if they're in charge of signing like free agents or anything like that, remember, you got 3 coming up. You got Seth Rollins. You got Drew McIntyre. You got Becky. Like, if they're the ones who are making the final decision, like, all right, we're gonna pay you this amount. Like, if that's very concerning if you're fans of them in the WWE. Because listen, if you're Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, you've done everything in the WWE, and just like a lot of wrestlers who want to get that one last contract, you know, what do they all do? They go for the payday. You can't blame them. I mean, there's only so many more bumps I'm sure they want to take, you know.
Wait a minute. Are you hearing some background noise?
Yeah, I do. Oh, not anymore. Okay. No good.
Go ahead.
But, you know, it's no different than any other sport like football or basketball. Like, you know, you take that one last, you know, payday, you know, not less workload or anything like that. I think that's going to be on the table. Like if TKO is going to be stingy with WWE contracts like they are UFC contracts.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, people compare AEW to WWE. Tony Khan don't have to answer to nobody. He could sign whoever the hell he want. Triple H has to clear every single person he wants to bring in, even though they make it seem like he's running the show, which in some instance he is. But in terms of money and contracts, you got to clear that through Ari, TKO, the board of directors, all that stuff. So, as even so much as bringing Stone Cold in, I think they only have so much wiggle room.
I mean, dude, this is a special time. Like, come on now.
I agree. I'm with you.
You tell me that you're gonna be cheap over fucking Stone Cold. Stone Cold is the single reason of saving the WWE.
What about the people that say Stone Cold just being greedy? Like, come on, bro, this for the fans.
The fact that WWE,
I'm just saying, I've seen both sides of it online.
Oh no, I've seen those comments too. But I was gonna say, listen, Stone Cold, I think has reached a status where he could write his damn number on a piece of paper. And listen, like I've said this before, whatever you think of Vince McMahon, Vince would have cut that check. Vince 100% would have cut that check. And y'all tell me, like, go back WrestleMania both nights.
Of course.
Does it look like they cut on the damn pyro for WrestleMania?
They did, but let me go back to
that's
what
because they're doing these stadium shows.
The reason why Vince McMahon would have cut that check because he's part of Vince McMahon's dildos.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
All right, bro.
But I digress.
Well,
the fact that WWE is a $1 billion company, you're telling me that you cannot get one of the biggest stars that has not only helped your company, but basically saved it from the heels of destruction to the point where, you know, I mean, think about it. If they don't make Stone Cold what he was, what if WCW wins the Monday Night Wars?
Man, well, you know what they did? They got that Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan. They open up Microsoft Excel. Anybody that does their own personal budget and they know what this is, you type those numbers in. If that box turn red, nope, we can't bring them in.
So, Mr.
Just looking at numbers, bro.
I hate when black people come in late. Hi, Mid South.
Who we
No, we got Mid South. Mid South.
South.
What's up, Mid South?
I don't think Triple H negotiates any contracts at all.
That's what I'm saying.
I doubt he has any say in any of that. I would lean toward accounting, HR, and Nick Khan. We got to remember they are a corporation.
Wait, hold on, man. Time out. Is that a New Orleans Saints helmet in the back, man? That's what I'm talking about. I know I like this guy right here.
Who that?
Bro, my guy right here. I'm
You
sorry.
know what?
He come with the hating.
I don't have time for the moist behavior, so can we move this along, please?
It's the Saints, bro. It's not
I mean, listen, just because you guys are connected by the Gulf of Mexico, we don't want to hear that shit right now. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
Don't forget I'm in Texas now, although I'm from Louisiana.
Oh, figures. I knew that you guys had the same mindset for some reason.
Yeah.
You humans down in New Orleans is so weird. I mean, I don't understand why you get that crawfish and it just wiggles down. You know what? Never mind.
I've had
Crawfish is spicy and I love it.
Nah, I'm good.
I've had crawfish every weekend since the middle of February.
See,
I'm good.
Man of culture.
Okay. Anyway, so what we were talking about? Since these two came in late, I don't know if you guys want to do heel take or face take. Matter of fact, you know what? We got time. Ziggy, I'm gonna let you go, and then Mid South. So face take or heel take.
My take is I don't know if it's I guess it's a tweener take. The tape that they played on AEW, I feel like if they wanted to play it, the window of opportunity had passed. Like we talking about something like that happened, what was it, 8 months ago now at this point? And they're going back and they're bringing up, oh, y'all want to talk about CM Punk, blah, blah, blah. Let's play the tape. Now you got people chanting CM Punk in your stadium. That is a L to me. Some people say it wasn't. Some people beg to differ. But I believe that you got people chanting someone that is not in your company in your arena that y'all have pretty much, banned from your roster and everything like that. That's not a good thing. Another thing is that Jungle Boy, I'm kind of wondering how people are feeling about Jungle Boy in this aspect after things have I guess cleared up. Do y'all think he's cleared? Do y'all still think that his name is a black X on it? And then the last thing I have is Tony Khan said he feared for his life. It just seemed like, look, I spent 8 years in the Army. I also did athletics. You see scuffles and arguments all the time. That looked like a regular, hey, you got my face. You said something, but people always talk about what CM Punk did, but nobody said what did Jungle Boy do to incite that reaction. Like the
his head was real glass.
But like the Boondock said, y'all always talking about the niggas acting up, but what did y'all do to make them niggas that mad? Y'all, what happened leading up to that? Because you noticed they didn't play sound.
No.
So well, I mean, I can only speak from experience, like at my job, where I have security cameras in the high-rise building that I work in. I don't like security cameras in my building. We don't have audio. Like that's all I know. Like I think most security cameras don't have audio. Maybe it depends on where you are. But just to answer, just like I'm just telling you, like I've been in my building 6 years. I look at cameras all day, but that's what I digress. Like so you were asking about when they played the tape that Wednesday night when the crowd. So I saw a video where the crowd started chanting CM Punk. That was when the video started, and I think when they got into it, the video, the chant changed to "fuck CM Punk."
They'll chant CM Punk when FTR was out there too, though.
Yeah, no, they did initially, but now it's like so that happened, and then we go to Saturday night, and it's that night is interesting. Like from when he came out, so let's say he comes out, I would say when he started, the crowd was like 90-10 against him.
Right.
But then as the match kept going along, then you have the chant going, you got choked out. It keeps going, you got, and then guess what? The other half of the crowd says, no, he didn't. And then I'm like, okay, it's 50-50. And then Jack, give him credit. He does a hell of a job trolling throughout the whole match. He hit the damn front headlock on Umino, gets a pop from that, gets a pop from the go to sleep gesture, and I think this, we'll see where it goes from here, but I think he came out from Chicago looking damn
okay.
Good. I think he looked good, and then also let's not forget, twice this past week he sells out his T-shirt, he sells out his merch. I mean, listen, it's the old saying from Eric Bischoff, hey, controversy makes cash. So you have this bad situation, why not try to capitalize it right there? And merch-wise, they have, we'll see what goes on, happens going forward. You know what's crazy? I feel like give it a few months when this passes over. I think Punk will be fine in his WWE lane as he is right now.
Right,
Jack Perry, I think, will be fine in his lane.
He should come back.
Yeah, no, I honestly say watch out for next Sunday with the Dynasty pay-per-view.
I think that's why they reintroduced that to I guess open up the door to bring Jungle Boy back.
And they changed it to a ladder match now. They changed the match to a ladder match. So I see I'm gonna call the spot right now. Cash and Wheeler are gonna climb the ladder, about to grab the belts. Boom! There goes Scapegoat in the middle in the ring. He's gonna tip that.
He joins the Elite.
Yeah, like dude, they've been shouting him out the past couple weeks. So
with a new theme,
tie it in together. I mean,
you know what? I'm now thinking about it. I think the reason why they actually showed that video, not only able to shoot promo, but it was also to they attempted to make
Jack Perry.
They try to make CM Punk look bad, but at the same time, they've been building like Jack Perry up, and it's been working. Like literally, it's been working. So kudos to them.
Hey, remember?
Yeah.
I was gonna say real quick. Like, remember? They tried the Hollywood Jack Perry stuff. Him going heels, kind of falling flat. But it's just crazy how life works. Like, you were going down this road, all in. It happened, and now he put the tape out there. I think in the long run, it'll work for all parties connected. And you know who else is going to benefit from that too? Drew McIntyre is going to benefit from it as well. It's just more ammo that he's going to use in his trolling with Punk whenever they do their program. So that will help out that program too, and it will help out Jack Perry's growth as a heel. And listen, he's 26 years old.
Is he still a free agent?
Who?
McIntyre.
He still hasn't re-signed yet. I mean, he's still on the contract, but I think only for a couple more months. Like I said, McIntyre, Rollins,
stop playing.
Becky, like
they playing with fire, man.
They better stop playing.
Like the fact you did not lock him up before WrestleMania, he loses his title, he loses the number one contendership. If he loses the match to Punk, if I were him, I'd be like, why would I lose to a man in Punk's stature at this point of his career when I'm doing the best work of my life, like the past few months? Like, I say it's on the table. There's no guarantees.
It should be on the table.
The fact that he has not re-signed yet, that's a fail already in WWE's books.
And fans should just chill out because, like we've been trying to say, first off, there is no such thing as company loyalty. There is loyalty to you. All right? There is loyalty to you. When you have an opportunity to make the most money that you can at the
idiot,
wherever, whether it's the beginning, the middle, or the tail end of your career, I say go for it. If you're telling me that I'm making, 6 figures over here, but I have an opportunity to make 7 or 8 over here, I'm taking the 7 to 8.
So let's go to Mid-South. Face take or heel take, and then we'll go to the next segment.
I guess overall heel take, because I want to talk about the IWC.
Uh-oh.
So you're choosing violence, huh?
Yeah, I choose violence. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but the IWC, I kind of hate it now.
Feel the same?
It's more complaining than anything. Doesn't matter what happens, and I'm sure when I say what I'm gonna say, people always say it's on both sides. But bro, it's something going around on the internet right now about Tama Tonga, for instance. He debuts in WWE. So there's this there was this graphic that I saw on the website, maybe it was on Facebook or something, where it had all the people that signed with AEW. And they have the face where the dude was
I seen this shit
crying
too.
or something like that.
He's like, what? Who?
Yeah, who? Yeah. And then you saw Tama Tonga and you saw the dude, all right, yes, we know who he is and all that. That is the difference between the IWC when it comes to one company and the other company. And sure, again, a lot of people say it's on both sides. But truth be told, there are more WWE fans than there are wrestling fans. That's a fact.
Yes, it is.
So the hypocrisy leans heavier on that side. And I would venture out to say that all of us here, we're not WWE fans, we're wrestling fans, which means we watch WWE and everything.
Watch it all.
Right. Now, so IWC, forget it. I'm no longer part of IWC. I'm just a wrestling fan.
That's why
I'm not an internet wrestling fan, because the IWC has taken a different definition. I don't want to get into politics, but the IWC does not mean the internet wrestling community anymore. Not to me.
Not even a community.
Not a community at all. Correct. 100%.
That's why I call it the internet wrestling fandom, because that's all it is. It is a fandom.
Exactly what it is.
If anything, I'll call it the IWC, the internet wrestling cesspool.
Like Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, and then I'll move on over to the whole AEW videotape thing. I always lean into wrestling history. As long as I can remember, companies have always talked about other companies, did things toward each other. I mean, you can go back as late as the late 90s and see things from WCW and WWF.
Facts.
At the time, just going back and forth, Billionaire Ted, Nacho Man, all of that stuff. Fake Diesel, fake Razor. All of that
Mick Foley title win.
all of that trash
Right.
can title, all of that stuff, just back and forth. As long, and I've been watching wrestling since 1985.
That's a good point.
My great granddad used to tell me 1983 when he took me to my first show in 1983 at the Monroe Civic Center. But I'll leave it at that. But so the videotape, it was interesting. It proves that. So here's my problem with CM Punk when it comes to this videotape. I can't remember who said it, but maybe a couple years ago, some wrestler said that CM Punk attempted to be a locker room leader in WWE, and he was called out on it and embarrassed.
Chris Jericho.
My problem with what CM Punk did is I don't care if he was trying to be a locker room leader. I don't care if he was trying to, give Jungle Boy Jack Perry some advice. Dude, you were less than 5 minutes from walking through that curtain and wrestling Samoa Joe. Sit your ass down somewhere and get ready for the show. That's what he should have been doing. Let the road agents, let the producers deal with Jack Perry and his glass. If the thing got approved anyway, it shouldn't be none of your business. Now, again, sometimes you do want to do what CM Punk did and say, hey, maybe can I give you a little bit of advice? And first of all, Mark Henry says it all the time. He doesn't give advice unless someone asks for it. Or he'll ask them, hey, can I give you some advice? And then if they say no, he go on about his business. But you're about to walk through the curtains. Fuck Jack Perry.
For a world title match.
What's that?
For a world title match at that.
For a world title. In the biggest show in the company's history, and you want to start some mess. Then it does not matter to me what he said. If he didn't talk about CM Punk's mama, child, or wife, you don't put your hands on nobody. That's man one-on-one.
So I wanna kind of touch up on that. So this was one of the topics that we were going to talk about for wrestling news. So we can just get this out the way now. I've never seen so much like toxic behavior from one community. You know what? This is not a community because I don't even recognize that community at all. That's not my community. Our community, we hold each other down. We keep each other up. That's what my community is. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Like last week was just it did it for me. I can't deny this anymore. I'm not going to deny it. I just simply do not like WWE fans. I don't like them. I don't care for them. I'm not going to deny it anymore. I just don't. There are some of my friends that are WWE fans. They are the exception because I know that they're cool and that they love wrestling. But what I seen last week, if I could really beat the fuck out of one of them, I would. For real. Dang. That's how mad I was last week. That like it didn't make any sense. Like from fucking to the time that show went off all the way to fucking Saturday, it's just been nothing but toxic behavior. Like it didn't make no sense. And they would not shut the fuck up at all. It was all about, CM Punk was right. They should have never aired that video. Okay, let's go down the timeline. Why did that happen? Why did CM Punk, first of all, why is he like, every time we turn around, something goes down, CM Punk name is attached to this issue. We're not talking about that. You know what I'm saying? He's the common denominator, and yet no one wants to talk about that shit. They want to be stuck in their fucking fandom. Yeah, we got CM Punk, so now we're gonna defend him because he's in our camp now. And guess what? CM Punk, Triple H, and Ariel Helnani, all the motherfuckers are toxic as fuck. They are the ones that need to be burnt. And I'm not talking about rise like a fucking phoenix. No, burnt to a crisp and get the fuck out of my face. because we've been giving these motherfuckers way too many fucking passes. Too many passes. And we need to start gathering scalps. And that's all I seen. It was too much dick riding, too much fandom, too much of this. Well, I'm going to defend them no matter what. Okay, then you need your ass whoops. For real. And then you have the nerve to be disrespectful online. Remember, Barbara, we had that conversation earlier where somebody called you the F word.
Oh, so
go ahead.
So I to catch everyone up to speed. I put a video out last week. If you guys remember Triple H on Pat McAfee's show, I think a couple days before WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was kind of like that that subtle shot that you know, WWE fans want to play stupid and say, "Oh, he wasn't talking about Ospreay," but we all know he was talking about Ospreay. Like, you know, wanted to run away from the grind and stuff like that. And all like, and he had that line that says, "Well, you know, if they want to grind, I'm glad I didn't choose you." And all I said was, "Listen, it's not that you didn't choose them; they didn't choose you. You made your contract offer. Tony Khan made his contract offer, and like Ospreay, like Okada, like Mercedes, like Jay White, all the others. Guess what? They saw that contract better suited for them. More money, less work. And in Ospreay's situation, he and his wife didn't want to move to the States, which is well documented. They didn't have to move to the country. He could go back and forth as he pleases. And that worked perfectly for him. And hey, that's life, you know. That's like, I'm sure, you know, we follow football, basketball, that happens, you know, like. And kudos for them to taking the best offer that fits there and out. And my God, like it was crazy. I still have views racking up on that video, almost 17,000, 18,000 right now. But like all the comments if you go to that video, the comments you read, you think those comments are bad. The ones that are filtered that I have to approve and disapprove, it's the majority of them are calling me like variations of like, "Oh, you bald-headed homosexual slur that starts with the F, that starts with the letter F."
Wow.
And I'm like, bro, what's crazy is that I didn't say anything bad about WWE. I'm just saying they picked AEW's contract over WWE. That's it. But man, like when they feel like the slightest bit of criticism towards it's just weird. Like I forgot, I think it was Lightskin said, like, you know, loyalty to your 3-letter wrestling promotion is just weird. These wrestlers don't have loyalty to their program. They got loyalty to themselves and their family and their best interests first.
And most of them are friends with each other.
Can we clear one thing up though when it comes to Ospreay? It's not less work.
No,
it's less dates.
Mm-hmm.
Work is the same. He's still wrestling on Dynamite and likely on Collision as well. He's still flying back and forth from here to England.
Facts.
With his family. He's still taking outside bookings from time to time.
Facts.
It's not less work, less dates. Only because WWE does house shows.
Great point.
AEW still has 3 shows on every week.
I mean, just consider those outside promotions like a house show, because, you know, here in Minnesota, we got a promotion known as First Wrestling. Orange Cassidy always makes it a point to come to First Wrestling and WrestlePalooza or wherever they go at the Uptown VFW in Minneapolis. He always seems to come through.
Good point.
I just want to say one quick point on Ospreay real quick. Something I just found out this morning. So if you guys watched the Hey EW series with RJ City, well, no, I'm not going to say the whole thing, but there is one thing I do have to spoil. So I didn't know this about Will Ospreay. He's autistic. He has ADHD. I had no idea. And what's crazy is that his dyslexia is so bad that, I mean, it's to a level that's uncontrollable, that he had to have someone read his contract to him when he signed with AEW. And we talk about toxicity amongst the IWC, which I'm right there with you guys. There is no IWC. The comments under the Fightful argument is some of the most disgusting crap I have ever seen. I saw one comment who said, like, you know, about his ADHD. oh, another made up condition like depression. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, man? I have like I don't have any kids, but I have friends who have kids who are autistic. I used to be a football coach for 6 years old all the way up to high school. I've coached autistic kids before. It ain't no damn imaginary made up fucking condition. Like I said, I don't give a fuck what promotion you support, was WWE, AEW, or whatever wrestler you're a fan of, but like you see someone, he's a better man than me. I don't know if I would have came out and admit that. He's a bigger man than I think most in the world are.
But you know what, bro, though? Not to cut you off. See, this is the reason why hashtag Heals for Life exists. Me and Ziggy, I was telling him about my personal problems. I will always tell him about my personal problems and shit. The thing about it is that you have a voice. Your voice is powerful. No one can take that shit away from you. So by him coming out and saying that he's autistic, that is a job well done. I'm not going to allow no motherfucker to take my voice away from me. Who the fuck are you? That's why I always encourage people. If people gonna make fun of you just because you telling your story, they are not your supporters. They don't love you. They just want to laugh at you and make fun of you. So that's why I always encourage people, tell your story. Don't give these motherfuckers, don't give these haters a chance to like say, hey, you know, I scared he or she away. They ain't gonna say nothing because of me. The best way to win is for you to man the fuck up, either man or woman the fuck up, tell your fucking story and keep it moving. I had to learn that shit. Nigga, I'm gay as fuck in a community where people are trying to kill me every day. Barbara was basically saying that someone called him the F word and he's straight. Me, I get that shit done. I mean, people tell me that shit periodically. Do you think that shit fazed me? Not at all. Because I know why I am here on this earth, why I'm here in this community. Ain't nobody gonna take my voice away from me, and they shouldn't take it away from you either. So don't give them that satisfaction.
My fault, Ziggy. Go ahead.
No, you good, man. Go ahead.
All right. I wanted to expand because, as you know, I used to work in education. You know, I also coached as well too. I get so heated when people try and say that autism is a made-up disease. I've worked in ASD rooms. Okay, I recommend that you just sit in a classroom and just soak it in.
Observe.
if they allow you to, because chances are, I mean, if you've ever read anything on autism, the more people that, you know, tend to be around them, you know, they get anxious a little bit, you know. That's why their rooms are kind of set to the way they are to have less kids in them. Okay? Less kids and less teachers and pairs alike. So
all I'm gonna say is I wish it was a made up thing.
It's not. I've actually sat in on a couple of trainings to see exactly, before I even started working in an ASD room, I sat in some trainings just to see what it's like to have this, you know, condition. I'm telling you, I feel
you know what was made up, and the people that are affected could just snap out of it.
Right.
But you know what though?
And that's a personal comment for me.
But you know what though? Even though they do have this condition, they are just like Will Ospreay. They possess special gifts.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why you can say that all day and say, hey, you're retarded, you're autistic or whatever. But guess what? I have a special gift that you don't possess, and that's why you upset. So that's why I always be telling people, even if you do have the condition, remember, everyone has a special gift. Don't let you, and no one can take that away from you. So I just want to put that out there too.
And you know, that's what makes Ospreay's him coming out saying he has ADHD and dyslexia. It makes it powerful in the sense that, let's say if you're a young kid maybe like starting out in professional wrestling, who's just starting out training out, but he might be, you know, you might be feeling a little bit too nervous, like, you know, is this going to work out for me, or you know, can I really make it, you know, with what I'm going through? But now you have someone in Will Ospreay who if he's not your number one, he should be a majority of people's top 5 wrestlers in the world. And
Almost definitely.
And guess what? And you could say
Most
like,
definitely.
hey, he maybe, you know, he's going through what I'm going through. He's dealing with the same sort of anxiety, ADHD issues that I have to go through. If he
Mhm.
made it, then there's a shot for me. You know, you
There you
never
go.
know
There you go.
what young fan who wants to get in this, but maybe it's a little hesitant because of, you know, their condition, but they see
What's up, Randy?
Ospreay.
They really, really, really need to capitalize on that. And I don't just mean by money, because you remember AEW has Fight for the Fallen coming up sometime this year.
Mhm.
That can be part of Fight for the Fallen.
And also, like, let's not forget, last year MJF, he brought up his issues with.
Yep.
I think
Good
he had
point.
I think he had ADHD. Also,
Being Jewish and all of that.
like that's why, like, if I could say personally, that's why I kind of lean towards more the AEW, like, you know, the characters and the wrestlers, because they use real life experiences that a lot of us go through, like whether it's the Ospreys, the MJFs, the Eddie Kingstons. Like, we know Eddie Kingston's story with his troubles with alcoholism and substance abuse in the past. Like, this dude had to sell almost had to sell all of his wrestling merch during COVID before he got the call from AEW to come down for that. Remember that TNT match against
Right. They have
against Cody.
They have wrestlers that's more relatable versus WWE. You know, I mean, listen, I mean,
The relatability.
yeah, the relatability is like I can relate to someone in AEW versus someone in WWE. For me, it seems like it's too scripted. Like, you saying that you this blue collar worker, but then yet you dressing up like fucking Donald Trump. Like, that's not relatable at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a shot to Cody Rhodes, but I'm just saying, like, you said that, yeah,
Yes, it is.
huh?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it is what it is, but you know, whatever. I'll try to slide that one in, but you know, you motherfuckers ain't gonna let me, so whatever.
There's a difference between characters and real life people. You know, people can relate to characters, but at the end of the day, it's a fantasy. When you can relate to real people, that hits you right in the feels right there.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So, like, you know, because, you know, I had to talk with Ziggy about this earlier, and he was just like, because we was going over the roster, and like, so
Over a
you
game of Fortnite.
what you want to talk about? He's like, yeah, you
Go
want to
ahead
talk
and
about
add your boy.
right? So you want to talk about that toxic shit? He said, yeah, but not too long though, because you know, motherfuckers want to talk about other shit. So, the only thing that I'm just going to I'm gonna leave you guys with this, and then we're gonna go on to wrestling news. Do not let anyone dictate who you are and what you do with your life. Remember, you came into this world by yourself. You leaving back out by yourself. You know what I'm saying? No one can take your voice. Your voice is powerful. You have gifts. Show the world who you are. Straight, bi, gay, trans, whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's the problem is with the IWC. The IWC is to the point where it's toxic, where if you don't follow by their example, then you're the enemy. Well, I guess you're my enemy because you're not part of my community. This right here, hashtag Heals for Life, and us branching out, that's my community. These men right here and the people that work under me, that's my community. I want to see them win. I want to see them grow. I want to see them go to the next level. I want them to be better than me. That's a community. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, y'all. I know it's very toxic out here. I get it. I totally get it. That's why I'm stepping the fuck away. Because like I said, my mind ain't good. But I just want to keep that, you know, just put it out there to you guys, whatever, because I know that we're going through a tough time, especially, you know, in today's professional wrestling where you have to choose a side. You don't have to choose no sides. If you like wrestling, if you like WWE, cool. If you like AEW, cool. If you like both, cool. But don't allow no one to take your voice away from you. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Oh, go ahead.
Right.
I was just gonna say, if
Go
it's a wrestling community, then the topic should, for the majority of the time, remain about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If you if you think you're a part of the internet wrestling community, but you not necessarily lean one way, AEW, WWE, whatever, start your own community. Start a WWE only community. Start a AEW only community. Whatever. Wrestling community should be positive no matter what. Sure, you'll always have your roaches. Roaches are everywhere, right? You'll always have your roaches.
Not in this house.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just messing with you, bro.
Oh, the Orkin Man.
Right. Unfortunately, we have to pay somebody to do that here in our neighborhood. But yeah, we need a new name.
Yeah,
we need a new name for real. IWC got to go.
Yeah,
and I guess to piggyback on what Miss South is saying, I'll leave y'all with before we go into our new segment. A saying that my sergeant used to always say. You said if you don't like what you currently see, be the change you want to see. So we can complain about these motherfuckers all day, but you know, we could be the change that we want to see. And like what Miss South is saying, y'all don't like these communities, y'all, hey, go start one.
Bye.
Open up a Discord, open up a Facebook group. You know,
change starts with you, not with the next person. So with that being said, let's thank you. So let's go on to wrestling topics. So Ziggy, what you can do is you can like just pull up any.
All right, you want me to pull up these the ones that have
we don't have to go through all of them. Let's kind of go through it for like
just cherry pick some of them.
Just cherry pick whatever, and then we can.
All right, this is the first one we have up. I really just clicked the first one.
no, it's all good. No, and I'm
all right. Plan to crown number one contender for Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship has been revealed. New WWE champion Cody Rhodes will appear on episode of SmackDown. So I guess this was ahead of the SmackDown taping where they were gonna name a contender. The only thing I have to say about this is it really just seems like stalling for the draft. You know, this is your main championship and y'all don't have anything lined up. I think Bald Bro and I think Light Skin was kind of alluding to this earlier in the show.
Correct.
You know, so this is your follow-up after 40.
Yep, after 5 years. So that's
that's what I took. That's what I took from it. What about you guys?
Yeah, you're absolutely right in the sense like think about it. It's been 2 years since Cody's been back, and they did the story fine. They got to the finish line in WrestleMania, but like I said earlier, there is no off season in professional wrestling. The story is never over. So my question is that how far along planning wise do they have Cody Rhodes like championship reign figured out? Because we saw the two triple threat matches on Friday Night SmackDown, you know, and then those two winners are going to face off next Friday to determine who faces Cody. And we know that's AJ and LA Knight now, but you look at the participants in that match, like half of those guys in the match, they all lost at Mania. So why the hell, in a sense of like, good booking, why are three losers in a match to determine Cody's first challenger? Then you look at all six of the participants, what do they all have in common? Well, except for Santos, they all lost to Roman. They multiple times, if not. I mean, so that, Chris, you said it multiple times. I know a few of us have said it as well. Where are the new stars that have been built in the 4-year reign by Roman Reigns and the Bloodline? The answer is they're not there. And it's funny, like, I think tomorrow on Raw, Sheamus comes back. Cool, another old, don't get me wrong, I like Sheamus, but not the new star that you need right now. And the call-ups from NXT that you have in Mello and Breaker and guys like that, they are nowhere near ready. They're still in their building mode right now. And I just, like I said, the worst case scenario, if LA Knight wins Friday and it's LA Knight versus Cody at Backlash, that's gonna be very challenging, and that might come out bad for Cody because you have a babyface. Like, don't be surprised the fans lean more towards maybe in LA Knight's direction. I mean, the more kind of authentic and character, if you'll say, like in LA Knight, over scripted and kind of white meat babyface that Cody comes off as, so that's my concern.
So I'm gonna go to Ziggy real quick. Ziggy, why in the fuck are you entertaining that BS?
I just like to answer people's questions. Like, if they say things, and like we say in this community, you can't just make empty comments. You got to expound upon it.
That's cool.
So
okay,
if you want something to go out of business, all right, give me your dissertation. Why? Please explain.
So he said. So this is what Fred Jones said. He said because they got cocky in the beginning. Now that Vince is gone, WWE is cool again, and AEW is just a glorified indie TV show. Tony Khan tweets doesn't help either. Miss South, don't do it yet. No,
Okay.
Me and you, we're here, my nigga.
Well, Miss South about to. You want me to let?
Because I felt his energy already. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Fred Flintstone, let me talk to you real quick, bro. Okay. The only reason why WWE is good right now, why it's cool, is because of AEW, sir. Because 5 years ago, my nigga, WWE was really putting people like literally driving people to not like wrestling at all in 2019. And this was a fact. If anyone made it cool again or made wrestling cool again, it was AEW. And WWE caught on to that and said, hey, we need to change our game. Everything that you've seen from production to cussing and pyro and blood, which they don't like to do, is because of AEW's influence. So before you come on and talk about, hopefully they'll be gone by the end of the year, guess what? You're going to be back to the same BS that we were saying from 2010 to 2019. Do you really want to go back to that shit? If you do, you a motherfucking fool. Because I don't want to go back to that shit. That's like reliving the Trump era. And I'm sorry, we're still in it, but I'm not trying to relive 10 years.
Yeah. Imagine the NFL. Imagine the NFL with one team. There's no competition.
Right.
Would
so
y'all
I'm
watch?
just I'm saying, no. Listen, NXT Gold was great. That's not my issue. It's the issue is that number one, once again, that's why if y'all going to sit here and talk about how AEW got ahead of themselves and blah blah blah, listen, there's nothing wrong with confidence. If you feel that you a big dog and you want to show your ass and you want to show your dick size, go ahead and do it. What's wrong with that? WWE does it all the fucking time. They go to some of these wrestlers, they say listen, hey, we'll give you a little bit of money, but guess what? It's that WrestleMania moment. I'm sorry, but you need to bring more to the table. I'm saying, okay, I get my WrestleMania moment. I get a title shot. I get the bag. Okay, cool. Where do I sign? I can't go to WrestleMania and then go back to catering. That does not work for me. You know what I'm saying? But your comment is really disturbing. You want a company to go out of business because you're upset, perturbed, or that is weird fucking energy, bruh. For real. You can't sit here and tell me that you a wrestling fan and yet you want a company to go down because it's not WWE. I have to really question your fandom. That is the reason why we were talking about people like you, 15 minutes ago.
Not a wrestling fan.
That's what I'm saying. You are stuck in your fandom. You're not a wrestling fan, sir. Because I'd be damned. Listen, if WCW was still here, I'd be cool with that. And because I would have options. That's the thing. We didn't have options when WCW went under, when ECW went under. We didn't have any options. It was just WWE. But then, you want another company to go down because you want to feel better at night, dude. I'm sorry. Something is fucking wrong with you. Go ahead, Miss
Girl Abby brings up a good point.
Miss Al, you can go.
Yeah, there you go, Miss Out.
I just have one question for Fred, and no, I'm not going to wait for you to respond. My only question is about your last statement. Tony Khan's tweets is not helping. Do you know what percentage of wrestling fans read anybody's tweets on the internet? I mean, it's literally less than 5%. Don't nobody care what Tony Khan tweets. Nobody cares about, except for people like you. Haters. Only haters. Yeah, I don't want to get into the back and forth, but you're a hater.
You know, I just want to say real quick, like, we've all been to like going out to eat like to buffets, right? You know, you have all the various food options out there, man. Like, imagine going to a buffet and you only eat, let's say, just rice as your meal, or just one meal. Like you just eat pizza the whole night, but you have a buffet of like 100 items you could choose from of whatever you like, but you just choose that one item. My point is that there is so much of it. There's wrestling for whatever you enjoy. Like, if you like the over the top, how do you say, production value, the heavily scripted characters, per se, like the great storylines, then you have WWE there for you. If you want fast, quick work rate tempo, like great action, on a weekly, nightly basis, you have AEW for that. You want your strong style, your hard hitting, like offensive strikes, like you have New Japan for that. I mean, there is something for everyone. You don't have to like all of it, but what I'm saying is there is something for everyone. And if you have your thing, if you just want that one thing, just that one thing of all the wrestling we have, then fine, that's cool. But to wish for a company to go out of business, it's not just the wrestlers who would lose out. We're talking about the referees. We're talking about the agents, the producers, the medical staff, all the TV production crew. You're talking about hundreds to a few thousand people who would be losing their jobs. And I'll tell you what, you know who doesn't want AEW to go out of business? All the upcoming free agents of WWE. Because whether they stay or leave, they need that other company to negotiate when it comes time for their contract. Let me bring up something real quick for any baseball fans out there. Aaron Judge was a free agent last year. I think he was always going to go back to the Yankees. That was never in doubt. But what did he do? He went back home to San Francisco during the offseason, and he put it out there intentionally. Like, oh, he might leave the Yankees to go to the Giants, might sign in San Francisco because that's his hometown. Right. He used that as a bargaining chip to get the most money out of the Yankees. He got like a 10-year, $300 million plus deal. You need that. And if he did not, imagine like, I think it was Zay who said, imagine if the NFL, it was only one team, no competition. It would be like if there's just a WWE and no other wrestling promotion, these wrestlers would have zero negotiating leverage whatsoever. It's either WWE or you just go home. So the wrestlers themselves, we think, a lot of idiots out there think, WWE wrestlers don't like AEW and back and forth. No, they're all friends. They all get along with each other. Wrestlers switch promotions all the time. This is not new. Go back to the damn territory days, like when with guys as old as Hogan, the WCW days when Luger showed up on the first episode of Nitro, when he was just in WWF. It happens all the time. Wrestlers are not loyal to the damn company. They are loyal to themselves, their families, and their well-being.
Here's my impression of Fred. Fred walks down a buffet line. Ooh, steak. I don't want steak. It's not as good as my mom's steak. Forget that. I bet it's not even rare. I bet it's not even well done to get that steak. Ooh, what's that? That's chicken. But it's not fried chicken. It's not the chicken I like best. Ooh, pizza. Pizza, yeah, that's what I want. Pizza. You know what's good on top of pizza? It doesn't matter because I'm gonna like it anyway. Why? It's because I love pizza. So I grab my pizza. I'm eating my pizza. I continue to walk down the line, and my favorite meal Up, more pizza. That's all it is. Same thing.
This dude
That's
missed a
my
while,
impression
bro.
of Fred when
He a
he watches
mess.
AEW, Monday Night Raw, and then SmackDown.
All that bread gonna do damage to you, man.
But okay, so going back to Fred, listen, Mr. Flintstone. Now maybe you from the prehistoric era, whatever.
It's the
But at
Scooby Doo
what-
Fred.
Shut up. Be quiet. Okay. So at one point, I was just like you. Just like you. What I decided to do, I decided to expand my mind because I love wrestling so much. See, I'm so quick to say that I'm a wrestling fan, so I have to, talk the talk and walk the walk. So I decided to say, okay, let me look at New Japan. Let me look at TNA. New Japan really got me into like the strong style, and I'm glad that like I was introduced to that because then I got hooked. And then when AEW came into play, I got hooked even more. That's why I'm so loyal to that company, because if it wasn't for that company, I would not be a wrestling fan today. I'm so serious. They really keep me like engaged, even though, yes, I will tell you this, Tony Khan really need to work on being a boss instead of being everybody's best friend. That part I do get. But at the same time, this man is learning on the job. I think the problem is with people like you is that this man is a fan and got money and he's doing WWE 2K24 simulation and you wish you could do it. But I digress.
Living his dream. You're right.
But you know what I'm saying? He's living his dream. I wish I could do it. And I used to book. Storytell, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Jericho and the Young Bucks is legit Trumpers. That's what rubs me the wrong way. Bro.
That's not
true. Majority of the motherfuckers that's in the wrestling business are Trump supporters. But you can't use that as an excuse.
It's not even true. It's just Jericho. It's not the Young Bucks.
Yeah, it's just I don't get into that. I know that Chris Jericho and his wife are Trump supporters, but that has nothing to do with this discussion. My whole thing is that you are trying to nitpick and try to figure out, okay, I'm gonna hate them for this reason. If you're gonna hate them for that reason, then majority of them motherfuckers that's in the wrestling business right now, you might as well just say, I hate wrestling, period.
I don't know if you remember that the whole McMahon family was seen.
And the Undertaker is a Trump supporter, right? Undertaker. So you gonna hate on the Undertaker?
It was all in the Oval Office. Was that a few years ago?
I'm just saying, But you can like whoever you want to like, but that whole thing about seeing a company go under because you dislike it, bro, that is so disrespectful and so disgusting, man.
The weirdest thing is that I'll see people who say that they don't watch AEW because of Tony Khan. And it's kind of a weird thing because, like, imagine, let's say you're a fan of an NFL. Like, how many NFL or NBA or MLB owners do like some crazy outlandish shit?
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. I think was it last year that old photo came out of him. I think from the segregation days. I think like
that's that's a whole different topic.
But man, like what photo I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah.
Like Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts, multiple DUIs, arrested multiple times, felonies. Like, are you gonna stop going to Colts games because of Jim Irsay? Like, I'm a huge Giants fan. Like, I don't go to the Giants game because of who's the damn owner, the Mara family or whatever.
Irsay had that white powder in the car with him too.
And, he had the white powder too. Like, what's funny, all that stuff that we accused Tony Khan of, like, of white powder. No, Irsay's actually that guy.
He is that dude.
He is that dude. Like, so, but I don't hear any Colts fans saying, oh, I'm done with the Colts because of him and his stuff. It's just weird. Like, as much as I like Tony Khan, but he can be a goof sometimes, cool, but that's not gonna deter me from watching the program. Like, that's just weird. He's not an on-screen character. He's not a wrestler, so I could care less, honestly.
Light-skinned Gaijin and I have talked about this many times. if you look at Tony Khan, the majority of the things he's doing is the same thing that Vince did when he took over WWE back in the 80s. Was friends with the talent. He learned how to be a boss. Tony Khan is a young dude. A lot of those wrestlers are his age, so he would obviously be friends. Look what happened with Vince and his friends. Vince and what's the guy's name? His
Bruce
Pat Patterson and Briscoe.
Pat Patterson.
Yeah.
They're all around the same age, or we're all around the same age. Vince was friends with them and some of the wrestlers like Taker and JR. And as they got older, he started doing things. He became more of a boss. He fired JR like 5 times. He fired Pat Patterson, brought him back a second time. I think it was Pat Patterson or
the
Briscoe.
King
I
too.
can't remember which one.
The King.
But, yeah. So
yep.
Tony, yes, he definitely does need to learn to be more of a authoritative figure. But that's the reason why he formed his board of directors, which a lot of people don't talk about. He formed his board of directors to assist him with handling things like that. The dude don't know how to lead like that. He leads a different way.
Right.
That's a good way. That's a good thing too. Everyone has their leadership styles.
Right.
Not everyone rules with an iron fist. That's a good point, Miss Out.
Let me get some shout outs real quick. Al, I think Jay Bennett and 4 others watching on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for watching. Right now, you are tuning in to #Heels4Life Wrestling Podcast, episode 251 with Ziggy, myself, the light skinned gouging, and Barbro. We're sitting here, we're talking wrestling.
And Miss South.
And Miss South. Yes, of course, Miss South. I'm sorry.
It's because he's a Saints fan, bro.
Shut the fuck up. I am so sorry. You know what?
You're
not going to judge me. You're not going to judge me.
These Packers fans, bro.
But anyway, remember to like, share, and comment on this video. Thank you so much for your support. So let's go on to some more items.
One thing right quick, Chris. For those that are watching on YouTube, we have 30 people watching right now. We only have 6 likes. If y'all don't mind, can we get that like count up just a little bit, please? That helps us get into the algorithm. Thank y'all.
Yes,
and if y'all have not already seen on the ticker below, please follow our guests that are on the panel today. We have Mid-South, we have the Bald Bro, we have Light Skin Gouging. And this is their handles on which platform, Chris?
I believe on all platforms. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So yeah, follow them on your preferred platforms. These are friends of the show. And we didn't give them air horns today, man. So shout out to everybody on the panel.
Air horns, yes. All right. So let's go into some more wrestling topics, y'all. What we got next, Ziggy?
All right, the next thing, if I can find my mouse again, there we go. The next topic. Sorry, we got a little derailed there, but hey, that's what makes a good show.
That's good conversation, though. Really good conversation.
But see, any other community, they would have booted you out the chat, anything like that. Look, we're just gonna we have a talk with you.
Right.
All right. So Solo and Tama Tonga have made a lot of news because Solo brought in Tama Tonga and he joins the Bloodline. Jimmy Uso has been kicked out because there are consequences for losing.
Yeah. This is hilarious.
Nudge.
It's funny because y'all mentioned Solo losing a lot, so I'm like, all right, well, so what's his consequence?
I mean, like, bro, so you telling me that this man been losing on the losing streak, and like all of a sudden he's a fucking boss? Like, how does that work?
He knocked the Sonic rings out of Jimmy. He had to do that, man. Like that.
You so stupid.
So what are y'all thoughts? I guess the follow-up question to that would be to the panel and everyone in chat. What are y'all thoughts on Tama Tonga joining the Bloodline, and what are y'all thoughts on how this is formulating and like the next steps?
Okay, so I'm gonna take this first, and then we can go through the line.
Okay.
So Tama Tonga. Okay, so Tama Tonga. Okay, so let me see if I can get this right. He's not relatable. He's
it's a Haku, right?
He is the son of Haku. However, The Rock has mentioned that Haku, they refer to him as uncle.
So, is he even related to the bloodline?
No,
Yes.
he's Tongan.
Yeah,
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
Okay,
The-
so
the-
why?
in wrestling, yeah.
Why is he? Why is he here?
Look, man, it's wrestling, bro. Kane and Undertaker are brothers. You know, Edge and Christian are brothers.
But when they look
Devon
at
and Bubba Ray are brothers.
No,
Why
I'm
not?
gonna
It's
lie to you.
wrestling.
No, fuck you. Okay, so
You're
I
not gonna
look
play
at that.
devil's advocate, bro. That's
No,
what I
we're
do.
not. No, we're not doing that. Okay, so I look at that bloodline tree, and I don't see any outsiders out there unless you're married. You know what I'm saying? Naomi, she was married into the fam. I mean, barely got into the fam because remember where I keep talk about. We don't like black pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
yeah. But anyway, so I'm trying to figure out like why in the fuck this man is in here and he's not even related to the bloodline. I'm just want to know. That's it.
Well, also remember Rikishi and Haku formed a short-lived tag team in WWF.
Hey. This man
So
knows history.
there is that little formulation. Now you have the sons of both of them somewhat in cahoots with each other. Now, am I saying I like it? 50-50.
Okay.
Anyone
What
else?
you got, ball, bro?
I was immediately thinking of the crowd reaction when Tama came out, and you get a gauge of go back and watch like the crowd reaction when Tama comes through the ring and takes out Jimmy. If I'm being generous when I say maybe 20% of that crowd, maybe 25% of that crowd knew it was Tama Tonga when he hit the ring and when he unveiled himself. Like I said, maybe I'm being generous.
You are being extremely generous because
I need you to stop lying to us right now.
here's what I think happened. The majority of those people that cheer, only talking about the ones that cheer. Obviously, the other ones didn't know who he was. The majority of those folks only cheered because it was somebody they either haven't seen before or because someone came down to the ring or popped in there. That was it.
Yeah.
They didn't know who the guy was.
The shock factor.
So then when we say do your research on this person, it's like, what is that? I mean, Google.com, like you look up porn, right? I'm like, so I know it's very easy for you just to look up this person. It's not that hard, But God bless the WWE fans and their hearts,
Hold on, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Where was my video package? Where was my 4 to 5 minute video package telling me who Tama Tonga was? Where is the detailed backstory? I mean, I know. I think it was Corey Graves doing his best on commentary to put him. I think it was him or Wade Barrett who had mentioned, he's the son of Haku. But what about the fans in the stands who aren't hearing that?
We need to crush Ice Cube Jr. for that.
Why?
Oh yeah. Where's O'Shea Jackson? Where? Yeah.
Where is the sound effect for that one?
I like that one, Miss.
Right, because that was a low blow. I'm like, well, shit. I mean, see, okay, so Tama is like, okay, like he's like well known in the indie scene, but to WWE fans, like they don't know who the fuck dude is. Like, okay, so this is where you need to look up that. That's why we always say you don't know who this person is. Do your research. It's that simple. I know half of you motherfuckers did not know who the hell that man was.
Yeah, he's Jimmy and Jay's brother, duh.
No, he's not.
but Ziggy,
you know what? He almost confused me
brother.
for that. He almost confused me there for a minute. He almost confused. I was like, oh wait a minute, are they
actually? Come on, Chris, you
right.
remember that?
Well, actually, I can listen. I'm up here horsing the motherfucking stuff.
But you know what's funny? Like if Ziggy was there live Friday night, if Ziggy would have told everyone in his section, like they would have believed him because Ziggy, I'm sure, like he would have sounded like he know what he's talking about. Like yeah, that's Jimmy J's like brother. Right. We just don't hear about it. We could have really like.
Well, actually, Yeah.
I mean, but we shouldn't be surprised that they don't know. I mean, hell, go back to the Royal Rumble. Half of the damn WWE fans didn't even know when NXT talent was coming out.
You know what?
Mm.
We ain't gonna talk about that, yo.
That's
Dude.
and that's internal.
Yeah.
You know what? It's really funny that you say that. Is because you know I have that issue at work. Like, how in the fuck did you not know who this person is, and yet they work intern? These are internal employees. Like the fuck? Like how the fuck you don't know who this person is?
Bro, like imagine if like tomorrow night for whatever reason, Charlie Dempsey like debuts on Raw. How many fans you think know that that's Regal's kid?
They don't, because they stay in that. Well, shit. I didn't know because I don't even watch the shit. So you know.
The first off, they never let him. I never got that. Like they never let him use the last name Regal.
Because it's a WWE thing. They feel like they got to change your name and have you make your own history.
Yeah, it's like you gotta have their identity or some type of shit. It's so
Look
weird.
at Curtis Axel. Couldn't use the name Henning.
Oh, poor soul. You know what? Is he bagging groceries at Pick and Save?
Jesus,
he's somewhere in Minnesota. I don't know.
This dude terrible, bro. It's on the B. Was it the B team?
Oh, he was. Oh.
Oh my god, yo!
Hey, he's a former Raw Tag Team Champion.
So he was basically a less than. That's what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Michael McGillicuddy.
Yeah,
Michael McGillicuddy. Oh my god!
Hey, you know, Wyatt is the only example that's actually gotten over with his own, created name. He didn't have to use the name Rotunda.
That is funny as fuck, though.
Oh, facts.
Sorry,
man. Chris, chill.
I'm okay. All right, fine.
We have guests.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'm sorry, light skin. What you saying, light skin?
I mean, and I think the only good example of somebody who had to not use their family name is Bray Wyatt, and I mean, eventually, what's going to happen with this? I'm actually anxious to see what's going to happen with this Bo Dallas thing that's going on. I don't know if you guys have seen
that. I'm glad, bro. I am so glad that you brought that up. So after he fell off of the duplex, that was the last time we seen him. Listen, that was not supposed to be funny, but
he missed by a mile. Like I had people defending
and then
it.
You gonna make it worse. You gonna make it worse.
I had people defending that. I'm like, yo, bro, he fucking missed by like 10 feet. Stop.
So we're gonna bring him back from the dead or whatever. Like, how is this gonna, bro? Like, that's like a crackhead just doing a moonsault off of a duplex and then say, "Hey, I'm back." Like, okay, did you have any broken limbs or anything? Like, how the fuck Uncle Howie is supposed to come back after he said, "Well, I rise from the ashes"? I'm like, what are we doing here?
Hey, as far as I know, with these vignettes that you're seeing on YouTube and some other things, it's open to interpretation. Mm-hmm. Do you think you're getting Uncle Howdy, or are you getting something else? Mm-hmm. Are you getting Dream Dare? Are you getting, anything? Especially
wait, pause. Who is Dream Dare?
Dreadmare, not Dream Dare. It's Dreadmare. My fault.
Oh,
it's Dreadmare.
Okay. All right.
And even the stuff with Alexa Bliss, we haven't seen Alexa Bliss since she, had her baby.
You're right.
It's a good point.
There has been mention of Bo has actually mentioned Alexa in these vignettes on YouTube that you haven't seen on WWE television. I think that's what's more intriguing. Right. WWE is not showing this. The only thing you're seeing are those little TV glitches that make you think, oh yeah, something's going on with the production truck, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually pause it, there's certain hidden messages and things that you will see.
My eyes is bad. I don't got time for them damn glitches.
I'll send you the screenshots.
Did anybody watch the Becoming Immortal documentary yet?
I did.
Yes, I did.
What are y'all? What's your thoughts on it?
Very emotional, like really emotional. Like, Bray Wyatt is a fucking genius, but the problem is that WWE did not utilize him correctly. They came up with 1,001 excuses and said that, oh well, he's flooded with all of these ideas. I mean, isn't that the reason why you have a creative team? But I digress. But it was very emotional. Like this man was just like it was like
he was very beloved.
Yes, and he had a vivid imagination, and his growth. Like this man went from like this bloated white dude, and this man traveled to the swamp and just created greatness. I just really wish that WWE really knew what they had instead of like taking advantage of, you know what I'm saying, like his creativity. It's like he could have this man could have easily been the next Undertaker. Easily. That's all I got.
Do y'all think it was a matter of like if Triple H took over sooner, it would have been better, or you think it would have been the same under Triple H's tutelage as opposed to being under Vince?
I think when it comes to Vince, I feel like is very very greedy to the point where he has to be looked at as the genius of it all. I think if they would have just took a step back and realized and said, hey, what we have is working. What this dude is coming up with is actually selling. Let's let him cook. But instead, Vince has got to be looked at as the genius of it all. So
exactly.
Of course, they have to step on his toes. They have to change this. They have to change that. So Vince had to put his stamp on it. Now, if Triple H was in control, I think he would have just let him do him. And maybe, we all know how Triple H's ego gets sometimes. Maybe he would have stepped in and said, well, maybe you should add this, But again, they should have just let Bray cook.
Just let him cook, bro. I think I got a button for that.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook now.
Well, I know
cook.
I know you guys hate it when I say this, and I've said it before. But the problem with Bray Wyatt is that he is super creative. Super creative. He should have stayed just a creative person.
I mean, but there's levels to that though. So like,
none of his matches are memorable though.
That's very true.
I'm sorry, man. I've seen this a lot in pro wrestling. His matches are not interesting.
I mean, but he was a good wrestler in the ring. I just don't think he had the right dance partner. I think that's what that was.
It could be dance partner. It could be booking. But man, we talking 7 years of that?
Yeah, I mean, like his best matches was like the Wyatt family and versus the Shield.
Tag matches.
Yeah, I mean, so we're not gonna count that. We're just gonna ignore that. I mean,
give me your favorite. Give me your favorite Bray Wyatt match.
So why are you putting me on the spot like that?
I'm just saying.
I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for that question.
But I guarantee you can come up with bad Bray Wyatt matches.
You know what? I'm gonna digress and I'm gonna just move on and go back in my corner.
Yeah, because even though when he won the WWE title, that was an elimination chamber. That was multiple dance partners. I see what Miss South is.
Yeah,
I will say that my favorite one-on-one Bray Wyatt match was, I think it was him and Daniel Bryan Royal Rumble 2014. That was a good match right there.
I did that match. Yeah, I did that.
But like Mid-South said, like, the Shield and Wyatt family match, that was great, but it's a 3-on-3 match, so whatever deficiencies Bray has in the ring, you can mask them, you can hide them 100%. A little bit. And I'll be honest, like amongst that trio, my favorite in the ring was was Luke Harper. I mean, he was big man
Brody Lee.
Yeah, big man that could go like, and speaking of big man, I don't know if you guys heard the news. Eric Rowan, he stopped doing his any previous engagements, like booking wise. So he's coming in soon. So whatever they're doing with Uncle Howdy might be happening sooner rather than later.
Hey, Ziggy, before we go to the next person, can we give a shout out to Kevin Grady? His birthday was... Happy birthday, Kevin. Wanted to just put that out there.
Happy
sir.
birthday.
And
Yeah.
Hey, I do have a question for y'all though.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you think that Bray had better segments, vignette segments or whatever that what didn't include like in-ring stuff, or did he have better matches?
Better segments.
Oh,
His
definitely.
segments are just legendary, bro. Like how he can go from 0 to 100, bro. Not a lot of people can do that shit.
And the
And
split
I would-
personality stuff.
And I would literally be legit scared. Like when I first
What?
seen the scene, when I first seen the Fiend, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like it brought me vibes from Kane. Cause when I first seen Kane, like dude gave me nightmares. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All of that stuff was just as valuable as the next wrestling match that came on before or after it. Extremely valuable, but and that's fine. That is what he was great at. I'm not trying to take nothing away from him because of his wrestling, but I rather just remember him as that, a storyteller.
As a storyteller.
It's just
Nothing.
outside of the
Yeah.
ring.
I love the Firefly Funhouse.
No, I'm
I
not
love
gonna
those
let.
segments.
I'm not gonna allow him to get away with that. I think you were really being shady when you said that. That's why you.
Who
laughed.
miss out? No.
Hell yeah, he just like you.
I think he was telling his truth, man. This is what
No,
we're doing in
bro,
this community.
No, he's
Seriously,
shady truth.
I love the Rotunda family.
IRS.
Yes, I am a celebrator of the varsity club.
Oh, I don't know that. That's way before my
Right.
time.
I mean, you remember IRS used to?
Steiner.
Yeah, man. You remember IRS used to come through with that briefcase and
Yeah, on Monday Night Raw when I was playing it on Sega Genesis.
hey, man. Dude,
But
shady,
you know,
bro.
whatever. I know.
This man miss out just telling this truth, and you trying to, call
Because
him out.
missed
That's
out,
crazy.
like I said, that because I thought like all his life he was in Texas. Now that I find out that he's in what northeastern or New Orleans, where you at?
He
Like,
just
yeah,
told
it
you.
makes sense.
He just said he was in Texas.
I know. I thought he was in Texas like all
Nah,
his life.
I just saw the Saints helmet back there.
I
man.
know you got moist when you seen that shit. Like I
Oh,
get
come
it.
on, bro. All right. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Low.
Go
Huh?
ahead. Yeah, there you go, bro. Yeah. Hey, you know
Nigga.
what? Hold on. I'm gonna get mine.
Oh my god!
You just got to rub that year in, don't
oh my
you?
god! Like, well, it's just the
You
fucking
just
love
gotta
connection,
rub
bro.
in that game too.
So I mean, so what we gonna do? We're gonna match kickballs. Like my shit is redder than yours.
Hey man, check this out, Miss Out, bro. Look at that.
Do y'all see what I be going
When the
through?
GOAT Andrew Breeze.
Amen.
Look at that, bro. Got it framed up, man. Hey, I like that.
You know that was like 20 years ago. You know that, right?
I've got all of those magazines that came out there.
Hey man, it's not every day I get a fellow Saints fan on the show, man. Well, Stefan, he's been busy with work and everything, so I'm just enjoying this time with a fellow wrestling fan.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I'm dealing with these what they call them, the cheese heads out
Oh,
in
sir,
Green Bay, you know what I'm saying?
sir, don't go too far up north. Don't go past go. It's not where you at.
Man, speaking of football cities, don't we have someone from is it light skin from Minnesota?
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yep.
Are they getting ready to have WrestleMania out there?
Man,
Is
they
that
haven't made
confirmed?
an announcement. That's the one thing that bothers me is that
That's gonna be
did-
crazy.
They normally make an announcement for where WrestleMania is. The
Mhm.
fact that they didn't make the announcement during WrestleMania lets me further know that they're in negotiations just to figure out where they're going to have it next year.
Facts.
Bro, I
know?
bet you, man, listen, it don't take this long to tell
Right.
us when WrestleMania is going to be. So, like, it
people
was said. Go ahead.
No, because people have travel plans. Like I planned on taking that whole week off. If it was coming here, if it was coming here. I'm taking that whole week off. I'm going to WrestleCon. Going to do all this stuff. I know all these wrestling promotions are coming in. I want to get tickets to whatever show I can. The fact that it's messing with people's travel plans. Let's just put it like that.
We don't know, Willis. Like, we're still trying to figure out because it will.
Vegas?
We thought it was set in stone that it was going to be Minnesota, but it looks like it's going towards Vegas. Because Vegas right
Man.
now, I'm sorry, Vegas. I would go to Vegas before.
It's gonna be toxic in Vegas.
I mean, it's already toxic already. You got like prostitution. You got like casinos. I mean, shit.
I kind of was rooting for Minnesota, to be honest. If I'll be transparent, I was hoping it was gonna be there.
I mean, listen, that's a 45-minute flight for me. So like,
I've gone to a couple of double in Las Vegas, but there is no way in hell I'd go to WrestleMania in Vegas.
No.
No.
The Bunny Ranch would be packed.
Exactly.
Not the Bunny Ranch.
Full of virgins and shit talking about, hey, I just bust my first nut. Let me stop.
Lord.
Okay,
that city.
That city is a mess.
Way too many people.
That'd have been too much. Because like I think we've said it before, Chris. Minnesota is a good like central like traveling spot for like everyone like from in my area, New Orleans, people coming from the east, west is kind of meet right there in Minnesota. And it's a dome, so you have to worry about people freezing to death like this past WrestleMania.
Exactly. My fat ass wasn't going to be out there. Shit.
The Viking ship 2.0.
You know, hearing the fucking horn and saying, "Ooh," I'm like, no.
If it's in Minnesota, I'm there. I'll come.
See, that's what I'm saying. I agree with Miss out and Chris as well. Like, if it's in Minnesota, that's kind of what I'm rooting for. What y'all say to those in chat?
Yeah, what you guys think? Where it should be? Do you think it should be? No, not
if it coming out New Orleans again,
no. I mean, because like, listen, 34 WrestleMania 34 was just.
That's not New Orleans' fault.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was y'all fault.
We got 30.
It was y'all fault for Undertaker losing. So yeah, it's always bad luck down there. You know what I'm saying? So no.
That's why you got the Undertaker squash match to return.
Wait, pause. Did you just clear your throat when you said that?
Yeah, you know I'm getting sick too. But yeah.
I'm so
shout out
goofy.
to Whitney from Wisconsin.
What's going on with Whitney? My neighbor. I'm in Milwaukee. Yay. Okay. So
I'm not gonna agree on DC because that stadium is garbage.
Oh yeah, I went to a Giants Commanders game a couple of years ago for Sunday Night Football. Like that's the worst stadium I've ever been to. That DC stadium, like, you've seen the problems over the years with that stadium, the damn sewage leaks during games, like falling on fans. Like, what the past couple of years in the Commanders field in DC, shoot, they've had damn sewage leaks, pipes bursting. The bathrooms are horrible. And I think it was a couple of years ago when the Eagles were there. Jalen Hurts, running to the locker room, fans leaning over the guardrail. The guardrail collapsed, and
I saw
a dozen fans fell onto the damn tunnel. I'm like, the field with that stadium is shit. And put it this way, like, getting in and out of there is a nightmare. You can't take no cab into the stadium. There are no trains or public transportation. There, like, you take a Uber, you're walking like a mile and a half to the damn stadium to get in there.
I can't go to a stadium that smells like booty holes and stress. Yeah, I can't do that.
But that's Chocolate City.
Welcome to Chocolate City, baby.
Shut your ass up. Okay. Anyway, we got
final thoughts.
Yeah, let's go to final thoughts. We didn't even get to all the pictures, but no, I want to give a shout out to you guys. I have been sick, like, I've been doing it like this because I don't want y'all seeing
digging
my
in his nose and shit.
You know what, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. It wasn't digging in my nose, okay? It was blowing. Don't do that, okay? So anyway, yes, I have a cold that I'm dealing with or whatever. And you guys, thank you guys so much, because I didn't think I was going to get through this podcast. But yeah, we're gonna go final thoughts. Let's go around the room real quick.
Yeah,
go ahead.
All right, we get final thoughts. I'm just going to order how it is on my screen. Light Skin Gouging. Let everyone know where they can find you. Any thoughts you'd like to give the listeners going into this week, or anything you wanna say before we close out?
Like it says right down here, you can follow me on all my socials at Light Skin Gaijin. I've said it before and I said it again. The internet wrestling community is not a community. It is a fandom, a cesspool, if you will. So it's like we've been talking about. It doesn't take that much to start your own community. As you can see, we have one here. So let's have this community continue to grow if you rock with us.
Thanks.
All right, next we got Miss Out.
Echo the sentiments of light skinned Gaijin. IWC is a cesspool. Again, we should probably rename it. I always say support indie wrestling, support your local indie wrestling. And just because you don't like something does not mean we want to hear you tell us you don't like it. Stay out of the comments. Do like Herm Edwards says, don't press in. Live a happy life. If you don't like a company, don't watch that company.
Indeed.
That's all I got.
All right.
This man spitting.
I know, right?
You got ball, bro.
All right. You guys can find me on TikTok, Bald Bro, and Twitter as well at that Bald Bro. This is nothing wrestling related. This is just a general message. How do you say, like, the lesson is never fully learned in life, because the lesson is always changing. The questions are always changing. There is no one answer to all questions in life, because the lesson is fluid. It is always changing. What I'm trying to say is always keep an open mind. Always be open to a take or a theory that's different from yours. Don't be closed-minded. Be open. Be open to change. Be open to something that you're not used to. You know, open your mind, open your heart to new experiences. You might like it, and if you don't, you like what you like, then enjoy it. You know, don't hate on anyone else for what you like or what you might feel differently. And at the end of the day, it's professional wrestling. Enjoy it. But that's all I gotta say.
Okay, cool.
All right, Chris.
What's me? My go? Okay. Even though this is yeah, I'm gonna miss this. Next week will be my hold on, let me see. Let me just look. No, matter of fact, I got 2 more episodes. I am so sorry. So I'm doing the 21st and the 28th. The 28th will be the last. Once again, y'all, I'm going to miss y'all, but once again, I have to get stronger for you guys, because when if Angel is still in here, her words were very powerful. Like I didn't really realize that, you know, hashtag Heals for Life, this platform really met to a lot of people here, and that's what me and Ziggy wanted to do for the past 5 years. Is we seen a dream and we pursuing it. We got a lot of work to do, but it's great that it's going in the right direction, and we're going to continue to keep doing that. And Ziggy is going to definitely he's going to kill it in my place. It's just, like I said, I need to get my shit together. Now, I know a lot of you are asking, are we going to be streaming Dynasty? Yes, we will. I'll let you guys know when and where, but yes, we will be doing that for the community. I'll get with Willis, because Willis usually like to help us, so probably we'll have to do a half and half with him. But if anybody wants to contribute, you know, saying to the pay-per-view, you are more than welcome to. You can always just hit me up if you guys like, you know, because like I said, the Discord is available to you guys. All I gotta do, just get some money, give me some money, and it's yours. So it don't have to be Willis, it could be anybody. You know, if you want to go half and half, It's cool because I got a Bleacher Report account as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you. I need to get better. I need to go to sleep. And yeah, because I'm tired as fuck. But this has been a great stream. Thank you guys so much for coming on here. Love you guys. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. We're wrestling debates and catering with my boy Joe from the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast.
Yep. Once again, thank everybody for tuning in tonight's show. This was episode 250 of the hashtag Hills for Life podcast. It's the Bayou Babyface Ziggy the Beast. We have the wild card Chris Dilworth, and we were accompanied by the Ball Bro, Miss Out, Light Skin Gouging, and y'all have a good night, man. Thank y'all.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Later.
Yo.